Can y'all hear us? Let's attempt this again. All right, so I have a computer set up in front of me. That's why I'm going to keep looking down a lot, doing some crazy stuff so I can see your comments. I'm trying to do this a whole lot different this week. Looks like it's taking a while to go live, so we'll wait till we hear from you. All right. Y'all were saying you can hear us, although my computer is about 2 minutes behind. We're going to blame that on that slow internet that got us last week. Chesapeake, Virginia. Yes, let's please do this again. Tell us where you're from.
Yes.
Since we got cut off last week and we couldn't, really see where everybody was. And I really do apologize about that. So last week we tried to do it over the computer with hotspot. It was a disaster. We ended up having to do 2 or 3 more live streams until I finally figured out mobile tends to work okay. Not the best picture, but here we are. Come on, this thing is buffering bad.
Southern Illinois.
Yep.
Maine.
Berlin. Hey, cheers. Wow. Indiana, Texas. Doing good, Mac. Glad you could join us. Yep, there's Texas. So yeah, keep this going for a minute because I'm going to watch this back and I'd like to see, where everybody's from. Rob's from South Carolina. Hopefully it feels a little better where all y'all are at because we've got a fire burning, but a little warm here. We may have to pull yours up again so I can read the comments. This thing is dragging.
Okay.
Oklahoma. Snowing in Oklahoma. Well, definitely not snowing here, as you can see. Tennessee, 360-acre property, new homestead. Awesome. I'm jealous. I would love to have 360 acres and 36 degrees. Oh, I hate to tell you, it's about twice that. It's probably 72 degrees here.
Yeah. A little warm for a fire, but
Yeah. All right. Well, since my comments are not wanting to pop up on the computer, it is always something. We're just going to look at Tiffany's cell phone for y'all's comments. Yeah, we do have a nice fire going, although Tiffany says it's mighty hot on the back of her head, but, it's all about the atmosphere.
Yeah.
32 acres of spring-fed ponds. Oh, my goodness, man. That sounds nice. Hello from Canada. Yes, Canada again. I seen that we, I don't know if it was you or somebody else popped on last week, so that's awesome. I can't believe we've got people all the way from
that's great.
UK, Germany, Australia, Canada, everywhere, all across the U.S., so thank y'all for watching. Campfire weather in Florida. Yeah, it is. 9 degrees when you woke up. Hey. No, thank you. All right. Ooh. Max says he's sitting at 60 degrees and he's happy with that. Yeah, I'll tell you what, 60 sounds perfect. This 70 something is a little hot today. So, I do something I never do this weekend. If y'all been watching the storm shelter build, actually worked on the storm shelter yesterday and today. And I typically do not work on the weekends. I try to take the weekends off there, but got another video coming for you on that. It was a nightmare trying to hang that door, even with the tractor, probably 300-pound door. So y'all will get to watch me grunt and moan in that video that I'll probably edit tomorrow and have coming up the next day. Yes, Mac, it sure will. So, Rob, AC in the tractor. Yes. working great. I actually had to just use it a little while ago pulling around here. Felt really cool this morning and good, but had to run AC in the afternoon. That's Florida for you. You know, jacket weather in the morning, shorts weather, and flip
Mm-hmm.
flops in the afternoon. But still working good ever since the blower motor repair, and happy with it. I mean, it's working great. So it's definitely after 5. Like I said, if you're new and coming on, please keep telling us where you're from because I want to watch this again. But we can go ahead and get started. So if y'all have any questions for us, I've even made me a little small list to put y'all on the spot today. I've got some questions. If I can pull them up, I guess that's one thing I can use the computer for now. Yeah, now that I've got experience, I can give advice on hanging a 300-pound door. Yes, here's my advice: call some friends, suck it up, don't be stubborn like I do all the time, saying, "Oh, I got a tractor," I can do it with a tractor. I tend to overdo things from time to time. Call friends. I about dropped that door one time, and I think I've got that recorded. I'll show it, but trying to catch a 300-pound door is it's
Yeah.
dangerous.
You're a little on the stubborn side with that.
I'm stubborn. Well, all right. So the Mikey G101 says, what would you guys recommend to start working on a homestead? Um, besides clearing mostly. Well, I hope you have a tractor because I would say get a tractor. But yeah, you're going to tend to do a lot of clearing and a lot of upkeep, no doubt. But then it's kind of all on what you want. Nowadays, people have much different definitions of a homestead, and I've been kind of hesitant to even call ours a homestead, but I mean, I guess you can call it a modern homestead. Some people take it very serious. If you're not out there milking every day and churning
True.
butter and grabbing eggs, they say you can't call it a homestead. It's whatever you want to call it. So I guess it's whatever you're heading toward there. But animals are a good option, something that we're excited to head toward here before long. Me, I can't have a homestead or what I call that without a garden. So if you like fresh vegetables, grow a garden. And just for the sheer enjoyment that I get out of a garden, um, the fresh vegetables, they taste excellent. I enjoy working out there. It's awesome going and putting the hard work in, the dirt under your fingernails, the sweat, as they say, and then getting, to see something come out of the ground that you put all the time, energy, and effort in, and then actually eat it on the table. So grow a garden. But clearing and a tractor would be where I would definitely start if I were you. All right, let's see what else we got on some questions here. Those 4066Rs have the worst full fill placement. Oh, fuel fill placement. I, it said full fill. So, yeah. That is why you constantly see me build that rack and put them 5-gallon jugs up there and using a little electric fuel filler. It's a lifesaver. Trying to climb up on that tractor, stand up on a 3-point, not slip and bust your butt and fill these with fuel. I'll agree. It's pretty aggravating design. I've seen a lot of them. Kind of see where I'm pointing down there. Have the gas tank down low to where you can very easily fill. Although, I think I'm going to take one of y'all's advice and take one of these propane tanks and probably build me a diesel transfer tank. So that's going to be one of the upcoming projects on the channel if I can ever get some of these other projects behind me. And I'm going to go to a, probably 110 powered fuel pump, and I ain't got to deal with that no more. And I want to be able to go get like 100 gallons at a time. So that's something coming up on the channel. Yes, Mikey, firewood's excellent. If you enjoy firewood, that's one thing to do on a homestead, especially if you want to make a little side income, not to mention for yourself. A lot of us are here right now chatting and on a lot of these other get-togethers strictly for firewood and chainsaws. There's just something addictive about it to me. It's a heck of a lot of work. It's a hard way to make some money, no doubt. But I enjoy the heck out of it, and I like making the videos and sharing it with y'all. So firewood is a really good option. All right, Danny says hello from West Tennessee. Hello.
Hello.
Love Tennessee. Yep, Mikey says you want to be self-sufficient. Well, my advice for you be get your hand a little bit of everything, but find something that you're absolutely passionate about. It may be raising animals, it may be gardening, it may be the firewood, but chances are to live a homesteading type of lifestyle, you're going to have to get your hands in quite a few different things to possibly generate enough income to live. And I guess you can say that we're heading toward that. She still works, thankfully, so that's the only way I could even start doing what I'm doing. Down the road, we plan on possibly selling a few animals, maybe doing some gardening, a little firewood. Y'all see me build fire pits and just kind of do random things, and obviously the YouTube. That may be something that you may be able to share on YouTube. People may be interested in what you're doing. So there's all kinds of ways out there to make revenue streams if you want to kind of make a little homestead work. All right, let me read a few more comments. Let's see here. Mikey says he has 3 chainsaws, Polaris 4-wheeler, small tractor, John Deere 3 Series, 45 horse. I used to have a 44 horse 3 Series, bucket, and a grapple. You've got an excellent start on taking care of your homestead and your property there, no doubt. I forgot to mention that a minute ago. Chainsaw is just, a godsend, something that you absolutely are going to need. And Barry says you got a pump. I'm assuming you mean one of them fuel pumps. I love mine. I recommend them all the time. They save you back. So Rob asked, to this day, how long is it taking you to build the storm shelter? A lot longer than I thought it would, but I've been trying not to cut corners, and I have been absolutely amazed at how much lumber, nails, and time's in this. I was telling her the other day I could have easily done raised many walls in our house and got that going along for the amount of time in this storm shelter. I am on my 3rd box of nails. The first one was 2,500 nails. Second box was 2,000 nails, and I'm already well into another 2,000 box. So to be such a small shelter, you don't realize how much time, energy, and effort goes into it till you start doing it. But I think when I'm done, I'm going to be 7,000 nails alone. So that should give you an idea why a little 8x8 structure is taking so long. Then you look at several hundred pieces of lumber in it. Again, I could have done raised bedrooms and kitchens and all kinds of walls in a house. So up to this point, I really don't know how many days I do have it. I have to go add the videos back. Probably 12, 13, 14 days, honestly. Maybe not full 8-hour days, but I got quite a few in there. All right, let's see here. Yep, I agree with you again on the fuel tank placement. Bad on these. Brothers Lawn Care says hard work and clean money smells good. I can't agree with you more. Like I said, sweat on your brow, sore muscles at the end of the day, and good hard work. I love it. I love it. There's all kinds of ways out there in the world, as we all know, to make money. Not a proper way, I'd say. And my conscience just won't allow me to do that. I love this lifestyle. Now, of course, there's still plenty of good legal ways to make money, too. Heck, I've tried doing the old, we'll call it 9 to 5, but it wasn't that. Working out at the mill, and it was eating me alive. I just wasn't passionate about that at all. So, yeah, there's lots of different options out there to get your little homestead going. So, Mikey says he plans to raise some chickens, sheep, and a couple of cows. It's kind of us. We don't really have a whole tremendous amount of property, to do like 100 head of cows, something like that. We're going to have a few cows out there. We're kind of thinking more and more about goats. We think we talked about this last week. They're just kind of cute, fun to watch, and there's actual market around here for goats. So I think we're going to do some of those down the road too, but we'll kind of see. Chickens, though, is probably going to be the first thing that we get. They kind of seem like low maintenance. Be a cool project for the channel, building a chicken coop. And we've been doing breakfast a lot here lately since we got that Blackstone griddle. And hard to beat going out there and just grabbing some eggs. All right. Tristan says, have you considered opening an Instagram or TikTok account with short videos or photographs to push your YouTube a bit? And says you can reach quite a bit of people. I've thought about it, and I'm going to be honest with you. With as busy as I keep myself around here and the sheer amount of projects that I keep on my plate, and that's something I would do with or without YouTube, it is hard for me to manage any other social media accounts other than YouTube. I do have a couple of Instagrams, and if y'all follow them, I'm not consistent on posting on them. We've thought about doing a Facebook, but down the road as the channel grows, Tiffany, she and I have talked about her maybe taking over some more of the social media and helping us push it. So it is a thought, it is on our mind, but right now, I'm doing all I can do just for YouTube, really. Even with this being full time, I'm up 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night after a full day of work trying to edit videos, get ready. Sometimes I'm up 5 a.m. in the morning before, maybe I go try to do a little hunting or something to get that video last minute edited before I get it out. So it's tough to do other forms of social media.
I'll try to work on that a little bit.
Yeah. So it's something we need to do. I get not everybody just wants to see videos, short clips, and pictures around here. Go a long way too. So it's been brought up a lot. It's been a popular question and something I need to take y'all's advice on and try to work on. All right, some more questions. So Mark asked, do I have, hydraulic outputs on the rear of the tractor? No, I do not. I bought this one off the lot at the time. They were like 6 months out behind on a few special order to John Deere. So kind of really wanted to jump on one that was on the lot. I sold my other one, and there's just no way I can work around here without a tractor. So I did not have rear remotes on that. This one doesn't have the third function. The rear remotes I've yet to miss. I don't have anything that requires them. The third function and a grapple is something that's definitely on my mind, and down the road I will add. But we'll see about the rear remotes. As of right now, haven't missed them at all. Yep. Let's see here. Get a 100-gallon transfer tank. Boom. Problem solved. Yes. So, and I'm thinking with this, a couple propane tanks that I have, one of them should be somewhere around 100 gallons. That sounds like a good size for me to lift up and put in the bed of the truck. And I go down there. I mean, 100 gallons, I don't know, once every couple months, probably no more than I burn, 2-3 months. I can take it out with the forks, put it over here. I've already got a spot on the side, and I've thought about a pretty cool design too, where I'm gonna get a couple of those large boat gas tanks, like 13, 14-gallon ones, and I'm gonna start keeping my non-ethanol fuel in two of those that'll mount on top of it, so I can kind of go fill up everything at once, or take those in and out. And I'll still use them little fuel transfer pumps that y'all see me use to fill the Ranger or a little boat, things like that. So that's going to be a pretty cool project coming up. Definitely going to have gas and diesel transfer tanks. All right, Back Creek Cabin says, good to see y'all. Hey, it's good to see you too. Thank you so much for joining the channel. Max says, Tiffany, my wife, wants to know, when are you going to do another cooking show?
Yeah, we need to get back on that. We've been cooking a little bit from the garden, but we haven't done a lot of fishing lately, so we want to cook up some fish and some wild game for y'all.
And we've been talking about that. The future, I mean, we'll see how these live streams go, but our future plan is down the road. We actually, once we get DSL and better signal out here and an outdoor kitchen on the back porch, I would like for us to pick a day of the week that we hang out with y'all like this, do some Q&As, talk about the week, what's upcoming, and we want to cook in front of you. We're going to do an outdoor kitchen on the back porch of our house, and we would like for it to be a hangout time. And in the summertime, we may have a pool, and we may swim, dive in, come back, answer some questions, and just hang out with you. And in fall, spring, and wintertime, we're going to have a fire lit just like this. I mean, this is what we do. Other than the tractor parked in the background showing off, my model here. This is how we are every single night right here. So cooking needs to come up. I need to go do some fishing. I've been doing a lot of hunting, not been successful. That's kind of what we tend to show off, especially on the other channels, our wild game type of stuff. So I got to get in gear. I've just been very busy with the storm shelter and a few other things. Trying to get that wrapped up. I'm tired of it getting wet. I don't want that CDX plywood to start delaminating on me. So TNA says you can't cut corners on safety. Great storm shelter. Thank you. Thanks. I'm definitely not trying to. And why not making a small mobile gas tank out of your small dump trailer? That's a thought, something to look into. I got a few different ideas of mine I'm playing with. Tim says hello from Chicago. Hey. Hello, thank you so much. I bet your weather feels a little cooler than ours. Kenneth is here. Hey, Kenneth, how are you? Mark B, one of the Dove power lines going in. That's going to be first of next year, not next week, because I have enough projects right now. Don't really need it into springtime to let the Dove find it, and I got too much going on. All right, Murata Michelli says Tiffany must have taken control of the stage when we could see the fire and green machine. Actually, no, these were my ideas. I thought I did a pretty good job of staging here. I'll always try to have a little something different in the background, so we'll see. I want to give y'all something beautiful to focus on back here and here other than my ugly mug. Kenneth says one of his rabbits had 9 babies yesterday. That's quite a bit. William, good evening, Andrew, Tiffany. Good evening, William. Hey. Let's see here. Mikey says, do I recommend a greenhouse? It's hard for me to recommend that being in Florida, but I'm actually been thinking about building a high tunnel because, believe it or not, we've had such heavy frost here lately. Our garden is almost completely dead. Even with frost blankets, it's nipped a lot of stuff. So if you're further up, I would recommend doing one, no doubt. Let's see here. Mark says he uses his third function on his front end loader for a snow blade. Not a problem I have to worry about around here. But definitely want one for a grapple. And Mike says he's looking at that Wolf Ridge 28C. What do you think of that splitter? From the little bit the lot I have watched on YouTube, a lot of people running Wolf can't say it. Wolf Ridge splitters. They look awesome. I mean, Easton Maids, Wolf Ridge, all of them. They look like they have got their stuff figured out. I don't think you can go wrong with it all. I would love to have, a Wolf Ridge splitter. I cannot say Wolf Ridge splitter.
Say that 3 times.
Yeah, say it 3 times. No. I don't think you can go wrong with it at all. Now, if you're going to pay that kind of money, I hope you're planning on doing high volume firewood and selling it. It'd be kind of hard to justify one of those just for your own personal use. The old single wedge log splitter I got splits plenty for us to burn, but if I was going to go into production, yeah, I would have one of those nice splitters like that, no doubt. It would take me forever with an old single wedge to do high production. So I don't think you can go wrong with it or some of those other really nice commercial brands. Let's see here. Router says, excellent job, Andrew. Thank you. I'm trying. We're having a few less problems, knock on wood, if we got some around here today, than last week. We figured out this mobile live stream is probably the way to go for now until we get DSL. Max says you definitely been busy. Yes. Yeah, no doubt I have. I mean, I'm up usually before daylight trying to do a little hunting, trying to get some food in the freezer. I'm back here by, 9 o'clock, and I am wide open doing chores until supper time and then editing all night. So, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm not complaining. I absolutely love it. Let's see. Talk about the flail mower. Is it better than a bush hog? Well, in my mind, yes. I did probably the most popular video on the channel without a doubt is my comparison of a, if you don't mind, get me that cable unwrapped so we can charge your phone. So the flail has probably been the most popular video I've done on the channel. I forget, it means hundred something thousand views. And I tried to be very honest with it. Flail versus a rotary cutter, they have their places. Rotary cutter, if you're going to do a lot of thick mowing, get a rotary cutter. I'm talking 1.5 inch plus stuff. The other big benefit of a rotary cutter is how far it sticks behind your tractor. That's also a disadvantage. But if you need to get up underneath a lot of limbs, nothing beats it. You can back way up under overhanging limbs. You can't really do that with a flail because it's so close to the tractor. Now, all the benefits of, well, one more positive of a rotary cutter too is 2 blades to sharpen. That's it. Pretty easy to get, pretty affordable. So they have their places, no doubt. Whenever I had a rotary cutter at one point in time, I do a lot of thick grass cutting, and I noticed that bogged my tractor down, my last one, 44 horse, more than flail, finish, anything. I mean, you could really tell it was back there. The other thing I don't like about rotaries that flail has an advantage is storage space. Flail is much more compact than a rotary cutter. I like that you can offset a flail and mow by fence lines. You can actually look over your back tractor tire and see how it's cutting. It doesn't stay centered right behind the tractor. So flail's got a lot of positives to it. I think a flail cuts grass a little better too, but it doesn't cut thick brush quite as good. Other very good positive about a flail is it mulches excellent, whereas a rotary cutter tends to bust everything up and throw chunks out. When you look behind after a flail mower has run through, it is mulched up, it's fine, it looks really, really good. So a lot of positives there. Negative of a flail mower, other than the fact that it can't reach way up under limbs, a lot of blades to sharpen. However, I don't sharpen them but once every year to 2 years because I leave them rounded over because I do a little more rough cutting with it since I have a finish mower. So hopefully that answers some of your questions there. Check that video out. It's one of the first ones I ever did on the channel, and I spend like 25 minutes yakking, explaining the difference between finish, flail, and rotary. And I'm not knocking rotary at all. They all have their places. The perfect mower to me is all the mowers you can afford to own. Yeah, there is no one perfect mower. Yeah, absolutely.
The more the merrier.
So Mike says talk to Mike from the Morgan, or he talked to Mike, from Outdoors with the Morgans. That's the guy to talk to if you're looking at a Wolf Ridge splitter. I mean, he's probably one of the most popular YouTubers out there as far as running that thing every day. That guy's more obsessed with firewood than I'll ever be, as far as chainsaws and splitting wood. But he's got the perfect piece of property for it, and he's got an excellent splitter too, no doubt. So he says Mikey says he ordered wood from a local dealer, and there's only 2 wood dealers in the area looking to sell approximately 25 cords a year. Oh wow. Okay, if you're talking 25 cords, that's pretty high production, at least in my mind. No doubt I would have a commercial splitter. Yeah, no doubt. All right, it's been quiet for about 3 minutes. Anybody else got any questions, or have we lost you? I get nervous now since last week was such a disaster. Can anybody hear us? Hey, there we go. Got another comment. Would love to see a good chicken coop build. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to building one myself. Again, put it on my millionth and one project list. I've got some pretty cool ideas in mind. I've watched a few other channels that have built some chicken coops, so I'm looking forward to that. I think it's gonna be pretty neat to wake up in the morning, have a cup of coffee, walk out there and grab a few eggs.
Absolutely.
Plus, they look kind of cool, running around the yard and all, picking up bugs. I want them to free range, but that's gonna be a big problem too, no doubt, because we have so many raccoons, bobcats, foxes, coyotes, and I have the biggest hawks you've ever seen in your life. Not to mention, pulled out of the driveway yesterday, went an eighth of a mile down the road. There's roadkill in the highway and what looks like a buzzard over it. No, it was a bald eagle. So we have everything in the world that would kill chickens. So I have a feeling I'm excited about chickens, but it's going to be a nightmare. And I'm either going to have to keep them in a pen with netting over top or not have them at all. So we'll see how it goes, but looking forward to having chickens. Hey, there's Doug, North Georgia. Thank you, Doug. Good to see you. I'm glad you don't have to work tonight like last week. There's old timer from Louisiana. What will be your next implement purchase? Well, whatever the wife allows me to get. How about that?
Nothing right now.
Nothing. Yep, nothing. I have everything I need. I really want to grapple so bad I can't stand it. I want to grapple, man. So have thought about that. That it will eventually come, but y'all going to have to share the channel a whole lot more before I can afford a grapple. But I definitely want that to be my next purchase. And Brad says he's still waiting for alligators. We're going to have to go out and look for you some now. It did go a bit dry here a while back, and I'm pretty sure that ran all the gators off. Now, I can go to any one of the rivers around here and show you all the alligators you want to see, but as far as on the property, chances are they're going to be some little tiny things, but we're going to find you some gators, Brad. And if I wind up getting eaten by one or hurt one day, you have wished this on me as much as you've asked for it, so it's your fault. All right, let's see, Rob. What do you recommend for a log splitter? I really need one. Hey, everybody's talking about that. Again, it depends on the production work you're trying to do. For yourself, I love my little Tractor Supply one. They tend to store stuff outside. That's the bad thing about them. It might be a bit rusty and not in the best shape when you get it. I hate that about them. But it's been an excellent log splitter. A lot of good reviews for personal use. If you're going to be doing several cords a year, Wolf Ridge, Easton Made. I mean, I don't have no personal experience with them, but I watch enough channels constantly that everybody seems to love those splitters. So that's what I'd recommend you go for if you're going to do high production. Mark asked what type of pine trees you plant on the property. I have two different kinds. So what you see behind me is called Southern/pine. That's the most common pine tree down here that's planted. I mean, longleaf's pretty popular too. But this is what all the mills take around here, especially the pulp and paper mills. It's got a good fiber in it. It makes decent pine straw, so it's kind of a good all-around tree. The other ones that I have on the property that you can't see in frame right now are what's called sand pine. It's kind of a worthless pine for down here, but it looks like a cedar or pine tree. They tend to hold most limbs all the way down, and I've planted a few rows of those around the property for privacy. So that's two types that I planted.
Yeah, we do need to take care of the fire, so I said put another
Get on her. I've even got her some wood stacked right here. So the other types of pines on the property are, we have some huge, like 100+ foot yellow pine and loblollies, but obviously I didn't plant those. They've been there before I was born. All right, so I knew this was coming up again. When's the house starting? Sore subject. But the house plans are done. The architect got a hold of me last week after the changes that we made. They're done on his end. He had to resubmit them back to the engineer for another once over and to get the engineer stamp. We're just waiting. I mean, I was hoping to get them this week. That didn't happen. I'm hoping this upcoming week we get those plans so I can start pulling permits. So, but we're done making changes. We're done with the architect. We're just waiting on the engineer to say, yeah, you got my stamp of approval and go pull your permit. So I don't know. I'll share it with you just as soon as we find out. So hopefully they're very soon. So, Mikey, another popular question. I need to start adding all these to my list down here. But feral pig. Dang it, Mr. Doug. And I keep calling you Mr. Doug. I'm so sorry. Doug sounds like a name I need to call Mr. You're probably younger than me. I really don't know. But, man, you don't have to keep doing this. But thank you so very much for the donation. It means the world to us. Yeah. So, Yeah, he did it again.
Oh my
God. Stop doing
that. Wow.
Yeah, so he said he wanted to send us some early Christmas love.
Oh, thank
Been very
you.
fortunate. Blessed my life. Yeah, man. I'm so thankful that you say that you've been blessed. We've been blessed, no doubt. There's a lot of less fortunate people out there. Thank you for paying it forward. We'll do our best to do the same.
Oh yeah.
We really, really do appreciate the donation. Thank you so much.
much.
Now I can buy a few more of those hinges you were talking about for the storm shelter out there. So what was I talking about? Let's see here. There's a grapple 4-in-1 bucket. Yep, those actually look kind of neat. However, I watched Capper Outdoors. He used to have one, and they seem like they're a jack of all trades. Those 4-in-1 buckets can do a bunch of things, but not great at any one thing. So I kind of talked myself out of one of those a while back, but they do look pretty nifty. And Brad says, although if you did get eaten, and just think how popular the video would be. Yeah, you're right. We'd have our first viral video. She'd make a pile of money, and I'd be dead.
And I would be blamed for feeding you to the alligator, kind of like, what's that one show? Oh, gosh.
I don't know.
Y'all probably know what I'm talking about.
Who knows?
Carol Baskins, yeah.
Carol Baskins?
Yeah.
Don't wish that on me, Brad. I don't get ate by no alligator. Sandhill Farm says, what's going on? Hey, man, thank you for stopping by. Oh, let's see here. Let's go through a few more of these questions.
Tiger King,
I see Mark's thing now. He put another log on the fire.
Yeah,
all right, Mark, does that look good? All right. He says, I like Mr. Doug. Thank you, Doug. Sorry.
Yes.
Again, I don't know how old y'all are. I could be talking to a 16-year-old or, 6-year-old. I don't know. There's just names that sound like Mr. to me, and it's a Southern thing. I tend to call everybody Mr. So Edwards McReynolds says, do you plant nut trees for the deer, sawtooth, chestnut? We're pretty blessed on the property. Have white oaks here, which is not extremely common down here in the south, and ones they love. Have a ton of live oaks, which is a very popular nut tree for the deer. I mean, this is all natural. And we have what's called water oaks, some swamp chestnuts, things like that. I have planted about 10 nut-all oaks because I heard they're the quickest nut-producing oak. I won't be dead and gone before they're finally producing. Only one made it last year. I'm going to plant a few more this year. That's the only nut trees that I've ever planted for them. But between all the natural forage that I have, nut trees and persimmons, these deer don't need much. And I just tend to get out there and play and do food plots on the tractor. So probably not going to plant many more other than a few nut-all oaks. Yeah. All right, let's see here. So J Mort 1515 says, have you talked about the style of house that you're building? Just got on, so sorry if you missed it. No, we haven't talked about it. We can briefly discuss our original style house and the whole reason that we're not building it no more, and the bank thought we were crazy, and we're in the situation that we're in. We can talk more about that later, why we chose to now try to pay one out of pocket and do a pole barn style house. But originally it was going to be a 1.5 story, kind of a Tennessee mountain style home. They're very common up there, with a big upper loft. And pretty much after 2.5 months of wasting our time, the bank turned us down, even though we have excellent credit and put up all the collateral you could ask for, because they didn't like the style home, didn't match. They said it wasn't comparable with anything in the area. So that got us really thinking about this lifestyle that we've thought that we've always wanted to live. And we'll admit that house was starting to get a bit out of budget and a bit crazy. When you start designing it, you start dreaming about a lot of things, and you want this, that, and the other, and everything there is. So we kind of came back to reality, started talking. So now the new style house is, we're going to build a pole barn style house. It's actually going to be almost the exact dimensions of the big pole barn that I have on the channel. I'm pointing at it here like you can see it, but it's going to be a 30 by 70 main frame with a 10-foot by 70 lean-to on the side. And we have found an architect and engineer that has allowed us and will engineer it to meet hurricane wind loads around here. And we're going to, I think it's like 30 by 54. We're going to do interior living space. It's really going to be a 1-bedroom house. I know you're probably thinking we're crazy, but I'm setting it up to where we can add on to it down the road. I'll talk about that later too. But it's going to be a gigantic 1-bedroom house with almost 1,500 square foot of porches, because again, as you see behind us, we're outside people. This is all that we do. We don't really care about inside, and we want to try to do something that we can pay for. And the reason we did pole barn style house is I'm going to sub out the slab, and I'm going to sub out the main frame, and then I got a roof over my head to work. Now I can easily go in there and raise all the walls, do my plumbing, electrical, everything under roof, and that's where I'll start really recording and putting some videos on the channel. So we chose that style after looking at a couple locally. We kind of like the way they look. We like how they have a nice big vaulted ceiling. I like the ease of being able to raise walls inside, and trust me, like I do everything, I've been speaking with the engineer, and I'm overbuilding the heck out of this. I know some people are thinking a pole barn house. Trust me, I'm beefing everything up, from the slab to the trusses to you name it, but it's still going to be reasonable compared to what, you know, modern stick built house costs, and it's going to be extremely easy for me to work in. So there's a brief description of it. I think we're going to do a video here coming up, maybe more Q&A house stuff, show you all the plans once we actually get them in hand, and we'll have a quick discussion about that. Let's go on to some more questions. Let's see. So Mac wants to know, he said him and his wife want to know, how many horses would you like to have? How many horses can we afford? Not how many would you like to have?
I want two at least. You know, Andrew's not huge about riding, but you know, if I have company over to ride with me, I want just two at least. You know, even though we have a big field, we plan on, you know, filling it up with other animals, so it doesn't leave a whole lot of room for a lot of them. And yes, they are very costly. So
yeah, we know some horse people, and they pull me aside and been quite honest. So ouch, but can I complain, guys? I've got a tractor back here. I've got shops, a piece of property, so I can't complain at all. If she wants her horses, we're gonna get her her horses. She's been very patient, so you know, we're gonna get them. All right, I've done yacked on quite a bit, and there's quite a few comments, so I'll have to skip around on some of these. Sorry, we'll get them answered, you know, the next time we do a live stream, or I'll do a Q&A. But I was talking about feral hogs a minute ago. Don't really have many around here on the property at all. I talked about that last week. I think it's because we have such a big black bear population. It's the only thing I can come up with, because I have swamps all around me. You go 5-10 miles down the road, yes, there's hogs everywhere. This property, I've only ever seen one hog in 7 years, but I have bears almost daily at times on camera, so I really think it's the bears that keep them run off. But we definitely have the right area for hogs. Doug says dual cylinder grapples. I agree with you. I see some single cylinder ones, but I think dual's nice. I watch a lot of shows to where you can pick on one side and the other one stay lifted, or uneven brush, and I probably will get a dual cylinder whenever I get one. Mikey says he's groundbreaking 2021 for his house. Congratulations. Nice. And Mark's agreeing with me about that 4-in-1 bucket. Yep. Now Mark says the fire's roaring. Yeah, I can feel it burning the back of my bald head. All right, so Doug says, what's mama? As you think about the Dove power line, she probably thinks I'm just another one of my crazy
I think it's a really good idea.
Oh, okay.
I do.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, she thinks it's a good idea, Doug. Oh, sorry, Mrs. Kelly.
Yes.
Yeah, get it right. Mark says he has to drop off. Merry Christmas. If you're not already gone, Merry Christmas to you, Mark. We'll catch you next time.
Take care.
And Doug says, I've got that MIG dialed in. Yeah, finally, once I figured out what the heck I did wrong. Should have had a V8, right? I mean, I hated to admit that. But
don't beat yourself up.
I wanted to be honest because, you know, there's some people been asking me welder questions, and, man, I couldn't figure out what was crackling and popping the other day. But I finally got it right. Now it's welding beautiful. I mean, absolutely beautiful. Every setting that I go to inside the little lift-up panel is spot on, so I'm not having to mess with it at all now. So Sam says he's so happy for us both. Porch living is the best living. Amen to that. We cannot wait. We cannot wait. Of course, it's hard to complain with a beautiful sky and stars overhead. This is a good porch too, but I'm so excited to have an outdoor kitchen.
That day. Yes.
So get off me, bug. Woo, that was a big bug. So Rick says he's enjoying the live stream, and am I happy with my John Deere for the amount of hours used? So glad you're enjoying the live stream. Yes. And Rick, I love my John Deere. Only had 2 small issues with it. One was a blower mower went out for the AC that I just replaced. It's not John Deere's fault. They don't build, you know, the blower motor, and it actually is a good Italian company. So hopefully it was just a one-off blower motor thing. Got that replaced for $100-something bucks. The only other issue I ever had was my fuel float stuck at one point in time. My fuel gauge quit working. Bounced around here working for a little bit. It came back. So I'm hoping I have just as good of luck with this one as my last tractor. Real quick, I had a 2005, I think it was, John Deere 3720. So a 3 Series 44 horse. It's almost identical to the new 3046 or 3049, whatever they call it. Had that tractor, me and my father, I bought it from him, had it for 13 years. Only ever went to the shop one time for a leaking wheel seal. after I cleared this place and worked the heck out of it. So that was awesome. 13 years, only one trip to the shop. So that's why I'm a John Deere fan. I'm kind of loyal to them because they tend to just work. You turn the key, you're going to get your work done, you're going to put it back under the shop at the end of the day. Not saying there isn't other good brands out there, but when I find something I'm loyal to, I tend to stick with them. All right, let's see here. I'm about to skip over a few of these and get on down here. See, what part of Florida are we in? Bears, yeah, we have bears. We're in north central, kind of northwest over near Tallahassee. People are shocked, but there's bears from South Florida all the way out to northwest Florida. Now, you'll go through pockets to where there's hardly no bears, but then you'll go through areas to where we have a ton of bears. Mm-hmm. Even our Wildlife Commission admitted a few years ago when they offered the first bear hunt since probably before I was born, and they filled the quota in less than 24 hours. They admitted, okay, we have the population all wrong. There's more bears than we ever thought. There's thousands and thousands of bears in this state, and I've constantly seen different ones come across the property. Some up to probably 350 pounds. And I have a friend down the road that has a piece of property that's probably 3-4 miles away, and he showed me pictures of some that are probably 500 pounds. So, yes, they get really big here, and we have a lot of them, and they're becoming a lot more common. So, Mark wants to know, does Tiffany hunt with me?
I do occasionally. I haven't this year.
Yeah. Let me tell you about Tiffany's type of hunting. She likes dove hunting because it's very social and you can holler and move around. She does not like deer hunting. She don't like sitting still. Although she won't come with me to the shooting house. I mean, you're sitting there with a heater and she can play on her phone, but there's that getting up early thing that she's not crazy about.
So the weekends are my time to kind of relax. I work very, very hard throughout the week. So I'm not crazy about getting up early. And then the evenings we're just usually doing this and cooking. So it's kind of hard to get out there in the evenings too.
Y'all see that I hardly ever fish and hunt in the evenings because that's our time.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost a daily tradition that we got the grill or griddle or something out, or we're sitting by a fire, and it's kind of our time to, unwind, talk about the day. And I don't know. I would love to do more hunting in the afternoons, but there's more important things to life too. So Travis Woodland says hello from Austin, Texas. Hello. Hey. I have an Austin, Texas story. And he says, enjoy the videos. He has a John Deere 4720. Love that tractor. That's what I really wanted to get because it was pre-Tier 4 emissions and basically that model back there. And I think it's an even stronger tractor, not having all that Tier 4 stuff on it. So excellent tractor. Has 150 acres in Texas Hill Country. Texas Hill Country. Hey, Travis, you got some nice deer over there. I can come out and do a little deer hunt, help you out with them old pesky deer, and you can come get all the bears you want. So, hey, thanks, Travis. Thanks for stopping by. So, you comment a lot, and I don't know if I'm going to pronounce your name correctly. So it's #Team Dancer. Tell me if I've said that correctly. But he says hello, hey. And he says, "Can I start the 4066 on the live stream real quick?" You want me to crank up the tractor? I don't know if it's going to sound very good on the phone, but I could. And then Mark B says, too funny. At least she supports your fun. Yeah. Well,
as long as he's bringing home food.
Yeah. You know what? I aim to please. We'll start the tractor up for a minute, although it don't sound as good as no 4720. That's what I miss about my 3720. It had that pre-Tier 4. It sounded like a good knocking real diesel. These new ones just sound kind of quiet and weird, but yeah, I'll crank it up. So as you may or may not hear, it's a pretty quiet tractor, really. I guess that's a good thing, but a diesel's supposed to sound like a diesel. I kind of miss that old knocking engine, man. I really do. This kind of sounds fluffy.
Fluffy?
It does.
Fluffy. Alright, I guess I better stoke the fire again.
It's got to do with that basically catalytic converter that everything's running through, no doubt. I can't stand these new Tier 4 emissions. All right, let's see here. Tractor Talk with Gary. Hello, sir. Welcome to the channel. Appreciate you joining. And he says he loves the fire. We love it too, although we would love a little more cool weather. This has probably been the hottest night in, I don't know, a week and a half, 2 weeks, probably 2, 3 weeks now. I think about it. We had a bunch of 30-degree days. We had some 28-degree days. Now that's all lows, but the highs barely got out of the 50s a few of those days, and it felt great. Although it is starting to cool off now. We did get in the 70s today, though. That's about as hot as I want to fire, but I think it's already done dipped into the 60s and feeling pretty good right now. Plus, I mean, it makes great ambiance. Mark says the tractor sounds great. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. At least it starts up and runs. That's what I want. That's the most important thing. Huh. Big Fungus. I'm not going to repeat your comment, but man, you're kind of crazy. Yeah. Have a nice day. All right. Yeah, we'll do. So Sam says, yeah, I know. And Doug says, what's for dinner? You guys cook up some good eats. Well, we're actually going to treat ourselves tonight. We're going to have some ribeye steaks. We've had a few of those actually wrapped up in the freezer a while back. We caught on sale, so we're going to cook some of them, kind of enjoy ourselves. Actually, that's kind of been a Sunday night tradition for a long time for us. We'll do steaks, not every single week. I mean, that tends to get a bit expensive, but when we catch them on sale, we'll wrap up a few and enjoy them. All right, y'all running out of questions, so I'm about to ask y'all some of mine. All right, Barry, Merry Christmas. Thanks for stopping by. So something I've been wanting to ask y'all so I can, kind of help improve the channel. Y'all are a big part of the channel. So, wow, that's a loud jet. Do y'all prefer like morning videos or afternoon videos? Like, do you find yourself trying to rush through a video if it's posted in the morning? So that's something I've been curious about. Trying to find when's the best time to upload these. Wow, thanks, Rob. Thank you so much. Just made a donation to us.
Oh, thank you
All
so
right, Merry
much.
Christmas to you. Thank you so much for
Merry
the donation.
Christmas.
We truly do appreciate it. So Brad says he likes morning. Sam says he likes morning. Hey, Black Creek Cabin says 35 here, high 55, especially 3 inches of snow. Woo, man. Man. I would love to, well, I don't know. The heck with the snow. I'll take some snow, but I don't want to drive in it. Again, thank you, Rob. Truly do appreciate that.
Thank you.
So Mikey likes afternoon, and I do try to release some in the afternoon. So do y'all tend to find that y'all pay attention to videos more during the week or on the weekend? My thought process is a lot of people are off on the weekend. Not everybody. I get that. And you may spend a little more time watching videos on the weekend. Whoa, it's Big Bug again. Versus middle of the week. So is there any truth to that? Do y'all find that y'all kind of skip and rush through them, as you get a little bit of time throughout the weekday, and maybe on a Sunday or Saturday afternoon, you've got time to really watch the entire video? Again, just something I've been kind of curious about on how I'm going to do my posting schedule. All right, hey, that's a good question. Something we never answered. Matt wants to know. He says his wife would like to know, what kind of job do you do?
I'm a physical therapist assistant, and I do home care, and I love it. Love it. I've been doing it for 13 years. Well, a little bit longer, but I've been licensed for 13 years now, and I love it. It's so rewarding.
Yep. I mean, it has its ups and downs like every other job, but she gets to help a lot of people, and there's a lot of times she really enjoys that. All right, so Merry Christmas to you. And Doug says anytime. I keep up people, regular people hours. All right. And Brad says during the week. All right, I appreciate the feedback. And again, I'm going to go back and watch a lot of these, so or read a lot of these comments, so I can just kind of help develop the channel down the road. See, Mikey says weekend, normally clearing trees, AM 7 days a week. 7 days a week, man. But nothing wrong with clearing trees. That sounds fun. Getting good at felling trees, I bet. And if you're gonna make 25 cords a year, you better, fell a lot of trees. All right, Doug says very admirable job. Takes a special type of person to do that.
Yeah.
Takes a special woman to put up with me too, Doug. Something else I've been wanting to ask y'all. I mean, I know we got a small group here, but I hardly ever ask for subscribers or ask any of that in my videos. Do y'all find that annoying if I start plugging that in? Hey, hit the like button or subscribe. A lot of people say, hey, I'm going to subscribe, if I like your channel or not. But what I've also found out is there's a lot of people that jump on YouTube that are brand new to it don't have a clue how any of it works. She's noticed that a lot, with people that's joined too. So just a random question from me to you. All right, let me skip back. Tracy, come on, Sam. This is Tiffany. Autocorrect, I know. He said he wanted to ask where you grew up in Jax. You lived there your whole life. Yeah, we talked about it some last week, but
In Middleburg.
Yep.
Yeah. In the country part.
Yep. So, and Middleburg's actually grown up a lot. I don't know if you've been
Yes.
back to Jacksonville, but man, it is just not like it used to be.
Yeah.
Orange Park used to be its own thing. Jacksonville used to be its
The
own
Burg,
thing. Middleburg,
yeah.
now it's just all together. And Middleburg is not quite as country as it used to be, but it's still kind of out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where she definitely grew up. And then she come over near
Brantford.
Yep, over near where we used to live, and we talked about it last week. But I met her on my first ever blind date, and I guess you could say it was love at first sight. Actually, I thought she was crazy. I was like, oh no. But next thing I know, I got her number, and we're hanging out the next day on the river, and I was like, all right, I think I can tolerate this woman. All right, hey, Marauder, thank you for the feedback. Again, I'll reread these and kind of apply it to how I upload on the channel. He said, Jay Mort says, I always expect it on YouTube now. I know. I just kind of feel like I'm begging when I ask for subscribers, but I know there's a lot of new people that don't even have a clue where the subscribe button is or what the bell icon does. So, yeah, definitely need to promote the channel now that it's the full-time thing. All right, Mark says he was stationed in Jax with the Navy for 6 years.
Well, back to that. So I was born in Mayport because my grandfather was in the Navy. So I think we lived in Mayport for less than a year and then moved out to Middleburg. So, yeah.
Yep. And I think they still got, the big Navy base over there where they
Oh,
work
yeah.
on the ships, do all the welding,
yeah.
all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
All right, so Doug says, have you considered doing channel memberships? Not sure how it works. I'll be honest with you, I've looked at it one time last week whenever I had to set up the live stream. I had to go through a whole rigmarole just to be able to do this. You would think doing the channel long enough and having enough subscribers, they would trust you, but I had to kind of go through a whole questionnaire. And I seen that channel membership thing there. I've heard of it, but I don't really know what it is. But when I got to clicking on it, it even gives a recommendation. It says that it does not recommend that I do channel membership right now because there's just not enough subscribers here that I guess are eligible, or I don't know if y'all maybe sign up for the ad-free stuff. I really don't know how all of YouTube works, to be perfectly honest with you, but I think if you do a paid YouTube ad-free membership, then you can also join channels, and it's got some kind of algorithm where it said, hey, not so sure if you want to do channel memberships. And I'm not so sure if I want to right now either, because I kind of want it to be free and available to everybody. Down the road, sure, I might do some memberships, and I think how it works is you'll do special videos for the members and special giveaways and things like that. But right now, I just want it to be available to absolutely everybody. YouTube's free, thank goodness, and there's people all around the world that jump on here, so I'm going to kind of leave it as is for now. But maybe down the road, that might be something I look into, but I really don't fully understand how it works, to be perfectly honest with you. All right. Sam says, what's the biggest thing you can do to help the channel grow? Honestly, share. Share it. If you have a Facebook community that you're on, you can easily click beneath the video a little share button, and you can share on Facebook and a few other places. And y'all keep doing what you're doing. A lot of people, and I'm very guilty of this myself, I'll watch videos all the time for channels that I'm subscribed to and love, and I forget to even hit a like button or drop a quick comment. All of those things, the more I learn about the YouTube algorithm, really helps. Oh wow, thank you so much, Samaki. I truly do appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This absolutely helps, but we're never going to get on here and ask for donations, so thank y'all so much for that.
Thank you.
I truly hope y'all were blessed, and again, we will continue to pay for it ourselves. But the biggest thing y'all can do is share the channel, tell people about it, and drop a quick comment and like, because all those things show more interaction to a video, to a channel, and supposedly YouTube picks up on that, and they'll start recommending your video on more popular channels. And once that happens, you get another one of those 100-something thousand view videos like I had, and I might pick up 1,000 subscribers off one video. So Like, share, subscribe. You hear people say that all the time, but it's extremely important. So thank y'all so much for doing what you're doing. It really, really helps the channel, and it keeps me motivated every time that you interact with me too. And I really love chatting with you. I'll say that all the time, but I do. I look forward to waking up every morning. I try to respond to every single comment as quickly as I can, because I mean, y'all are our future. You're our life right now. So we really appreciate the support and y'all taking the
Yes,
time
thank you for
to
the
spend your
support.
day with us, because time is everything. And the fact that you're spending your valuable time with us, it means a lot to me. It
Yeah.
really does. So again, thank you. Thank you, Mikey. Appreciate that so much. Holy moly. Almost accidentally blocked you. Sorry. Let me know if I did or you can't. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh man, I accidentally bumped a couple buttons here on the phone. All right. Yeah, I got you, Doug. And I'll look into the membership stuff more. There ain't no telling how that works in the background. YouTube could actually push your channel more for you trying to talk people into that. But for now, it doesn't seem like a good fit for the channel. I'm sorry if this camera's getting a bit grainy. I told y'all last week I ordered the most expensive brand new camera of my life, something I never do. I always buy older phones. And it was supposed to be overnight delivery in here so we can start doing awesome live streams. This camera's supposed to have a good widescreen lens. It's supposed to be good in low light, so I was really excited about it. Yeah, ordered it on Tuesday, still hasn't shipped. So maybe by the next live stream, we'll have a really nice camera, being that probably the majority of our live streams will be outside like this. So apologize, it's getting a bit grainy. All right, let's see here. Edwards said, "Good day, Tiffany, Andrew. Merry Christmas and be safe."
Merry
Hey, thank you so
Christmas.
much for stopping by the channel. Merry Christmas to you too. And old timer, I don't know if I really need to answer this in front of Tiffany, but he says, "What's the time and cost of?" Holy moly, Mr. Doug. Yeah, I want to call you Mr. again. Wow. Thank you so
Wow.
much. I mean, oh man, thank you so much. We truly appreciate it. You're kind
Yes.
of you don't have to. I know you don't have to, but thank you so much for the
Thank you so
donation.
much.
See, he has to
Merry
get back to
Christmas to
work.
you.
Yeah, Mama's painting. It's time to get to it. I'll watch the channel. Hey, again,
Thank you. Thank
thank you so much,
you.
Doug. We truly
Wow.
appreciate it. You don't have to jump on here every week and do that, but thank you so much.
Thank
You know,
you.
we enjoy spending time and getting to know you. Hey, wow, that was a shocker. Thank you. So back to old timers question. What is the time and cost of planting and maintaining a dove field? A lot.
Yeah.
More than I'd like to admit in
Let's
front of my
emphasize.
no, more than I'd like to admit in front of my wife, but it is what they call it, a labor of love, no doubt. I'll admit the first time I planted a dove field out there, I put $1,000 in it, and it was almost a disaster. But I bought everything, threw everything at it, didn't know what I was doing. I've now got it down to I can probably get a couple really awesome, like several hundred bird shoots off of $200-300 worth of fertilizer and seed. Then you've got your time and diesel invested in that. When you look at it, it's still probably not worth the amount of money you're putting into it, but it's an annual tradition that we do. We always have cookouts and get together and family and friends over. It's something everybody looks forward to. So spending a few $100 on it, to me, it's worth it every year. I get to make awesome videos for the channel, no doubt. So I do get some income back there. That's something we absolutely need to, factor into it. But the cookouts, the shoot, the time that we get to spend with friends and family, hard to put a figure on it. But
Yeah.
I'd say I'm probably $300 to $400 in doing a 6-acre dove field every year now. And I've had to work very hard to get it down to that cost. But again, that's fertilizer, seed, diesel. We'll just throw that in there. Time, I don't know. I put a lot of time out there. I really do. Brown top millet I've found is, for at least my area, the easiest thing there is to plant, and probably the most cost effective for me. And that's been a lot of trials and tribulation to get there and figure that out. All right, Max says his wife says you have a very good job. I'm assuming you're talking about Tiffany. Yes, she does. She works with hurricane relief, so she's helping a lot of people too. Yep, Mac,
Yeah.
you're a truck driver, no doubt. And thank you, Mac. You don't get enough credit. Truck drivers don't at all, for all the things that we constantly get delivered. In my Amazon addiction, you help. Y'all truckers help haul that stuff across the country, no doubt. But this country wouldn't work the way it does without truck drivers. So thank you for doing what you do.
Yes.
And Sam asked, how long does it take to edit videos? Man, it varies. Like if I were to do, say, a vlogging video, which I don't really do, I could have one edited in 30, 40 minutes if it's just like a single clip video, me walking around showing off tractor equipment. I did that one time. But then you have a video like I'm about to edit tomorrow, which I have taken me the last 3 days to make, hanging that storm shelter door, painting, and you'll see the trials and tribulations I went through that. I may spend 2-3 hours editing that video tomorrow, and then another couple hours or more uploading it over Hotspot. So you're talking 5-6 hours potentially in that video on just editing and uploading, and then I'll have to do some final things once it's uploaded. And that's not counting all the time running cameras around and filming everything. I mean, so you can have 6, 7, 8 hours in a 15-20 minute video. You really can. It depends on if I get the drone out, if I go looking around for music and there's something specific I'm looking for the video. So it varies wildly. It can go from 45 minutes to hours and hours for a video, and I've had them all over the place. All right, a few more. Yeah, Mark B says Mr. Davis is a great man. He is. He's been an awesome guy to the channel, constantly commenting. You can tell he's a genuine dude, and obviously y'all see the donations here. Thank you so much for that. All right. Yeah, Doug's the man. All right, Mr. Doug, I know you're gone now, but everybody's praising you. All right, Max says he likes what he was seeing, so he went and subscribed to the channel, and glad he did. I'm glad he did too. No
Thank
doubt,
you.
Mac is in the running right now for the top commenter here lately. I mean, I wake up every morning, I'm going to have 2 or 3 Mac comments, no doubt about that. So, again, thank you so much for the support of the channel. It means a lot, you know. Again, liking, commenting, and being on all the videos like you are. That's what helps, you know, motivate us and have YouTube kind of suggest us. So, appreciate that, Mac. Yeah, Mark B says it's not the expense, it's the joy of doing it. Otherwise, my venison cost me $300 a pound. That's something us hunters don't often want to admit, but you're exactly right. However, have you went and priced organic meat in the store nowadays? I mean, $5, $6, $7, $8 a pound.
Yeah.
You can kind of start justifying the expense of hunting nowadays, but I've always said there's something so special to me about gardening or harvesting wild game, whether you agree with it or not. The fact that I spent the time day after day after day, finally harvested something. You spend the time taking care of it, processing it, cleaning it up, preparing it, and then actually enjoying it. You can't get that out of styrofoam packaged stuff. You can't get that at all. You can be at the dinner table enjoying that meat, and you can remember many months ago actually going on the hunt and experiencing it. So that's something that's very hard to put a price on. And a lot of people don't understand if you're, you know, not a hunter or don't garden, for example. Let's see here. Where did I get the fire pit? He likes it. Well, Mikey, if you'll look on the channel, I built this a few months ago, and I just built another one a few weeks ago for a subscriber. It's a 41-inch propane tank. Very hard to get. I've been trying to find more, and I can't find any this size. It's kind of the big commercial ones you see at chicken houses and big industrial places. But it's 3/8 of an inch thick of steel, and when it heats up, it radiates heat. Excellent. And I love having a 3/8 inch fire pit because we forever bought those old cheap ones from Academy and Lowe's that burn out in a year or two, that's made out of, you know, 18 gauge thin steel. So I've actually, if you look back on the channel, just went and purchased a bunch of propane tanks, and I'm going to start making some fire pits, smokers, cowboy cookers, a few other things like that on the side. I've already had quite a few people, you know, ask me about making them one. So I made it, and we'll have quite a few more on the channel. It's another reason I wanted a nice new MIG welder to help me really speed up the process on making some of these things like this. And I appreciate the people that's asked me about these, and the people that's already purchased some from me, so thank you. Let's see here. Yeah. Yep, harvesting your own meat is very satisfying. Hey, Uncle Tim's here. Uncle Tim Kelly.
Hey.
Hey, what's the horsepower of your tractor and the PTO horsepower? So the tractor itself is 66 horsepower, and because it's hydro, that takes away some of your PTO. It's 52 PTO, and that's the main reason I purchased this tractor. My last tractor was a 3 Series 44 horse, extremely strong tractor, but I always found myself desiring a little more PTO. I don't need 66 horse tractor, honestly, to do a lot of what I do, but that PTO is nice when I'm out there mowing this thick field grass, thick brush, and trying to mow fast and just really get it knocked out. That PTO horsepower means everything. I mean, my finish mower is almost 8 foot wide, so having all that PTO horsepower right there, I can really knock this, you know, about 15 acres I mow out and in a day, which is a lot of time, but it's better than how it used to be, taking a couple of days.
Got some mosquitoes
Yeah, we do have
out.
mosquitoes coming out. Stoke that fire. All right, let's see here. Mike says we need to talk. What are we talking about? Let's talk. Mark B says, keep your legs and loose clothing away from that PTO. No doubt. I've heard some horror stories. I think it was my dad or somebody telling me a long time ago about a lady that actually had her hair get wrapped up in a rotating shaft. Ugh. And I think it pretty much scalped her. I mean, and I've heard of some clothing get caught up, broken arms. Very, very bad situation. So no doubt about that. Luckily, this PTO will not run when you get off the tractor seat unless you do a series of like putting on the emergency brake and a few other little things. Then I can go back and run the chipper. But other than that, I don't ever run the PTO at any other point in time unless I'm on the tractor itself. So Tim says that's his issue. His tractor's 45 and the PTO is 38. I mean, a 45 horse tractor is an excellent tractor and get a tremendous amount of work done with it. And you can run a good finish mower and other stuff. But if you're going to run like a medium size, brush cutter or a big flail. Well, flails are actually pretty good on horsepower, or a gigantic finish mower like I do, mow real thick grass. It's hard to beat having good PTO horsepower, or a larger displacement engine with a heavy flywheel. A lot of people forget about that. A big naturally aspirated engine with a lot of internal moving components will run a PTO a whole lot better than these little turbocharged small engine tractors. But hard to beat PTO horsepower. Don't disagree with you. Mark says scalping be a great injury compared to most. Yeah. Ugh. And I'm trying to remember where I heard that story. I was a kid, but I don't think I'm, saying the story wrong. It was something that's still kind of stuck in my mind to this day. So yeah, definitely keep stuff away from. I mean, tractors are awesome, but they can hurt you, along with all the other tools that I use around here. No doubt that a little homestead, farm, industrial atmosphere, all that stuff has things that we take for granted that we overlook all the time that could change your life real quick if you're not paying attention. Yes, they do, Mark. All right, y'all are kind of slacking on the questions. Let me see if I have any more. I do want to ask y'all one thing. What's your favorite type of video on the channel? Obviously, a lot of people are here for the tractors, but firewood videos are very popular. Splitter videos are popular. Chainsaw videos are popular. So what's y'all's favorite type of video that I produce on the channel, and one that you'd like to see more of? Yeah, Brad says he's had a couple PTO injuries over the years. Sorry to hear that, but hopefully you're doing okay from them. So, PGDN likes the storm shelter build. Actually, we chatted a little earlier today about that. So, sadly, when it's over, it's over. I'm not building another one, and I'm not going into the storm shelter business because I would have to charge $50,000 for that thing, looking at the amount of time and money that I put into it. But I'm going to try to save all the receipts and add it up in the end to let y'all know, because it may have been you or somebody else is really looking at building one of these. So they're watching the videos with great interest. So I was hoping to find some people that stumbled across these plans, and we're going to build an exterior version instead of the interior. But I'll explain costs and all that down the road. And I can tell you, I'll probably be a third of what a steel or concrete 8x8 storm shelter would be delivered, because we looked at them, and I like to threw up when I seen the prices of them.
I just hope we don't have to test it out.
We are. I mean,
let's
be honest. It's Florida, hurricane. Hopefully we never get another tornado, because that's the scariest thing of my life. I've been through a pile of hurricanes. I can deal with those. The tornado.
Yeah, we had another one come through near.
Yeah, we just had another one with the last cold front, north end of the county. So hopefully we never have to use it, but let's be realistic. We're probably going to wind up using it for hurricanes, no doubt. And heck, we'll probably live stream through a hurricane with you out of the storm shelter one of these times. So maybe we won't use it. Hopefully it'll rot, but I guarantee we're going to use it, no doubt. All right, let's see a couple of these questions here. Tim wants to see tractor and implement videos. That won't be a problem. It won't be a problem at all. There will always be those on the channel. So Mikey says he's just interested in all the information and homesteading in general. So again, as we do more gardening, get animals, a lot of that will kind of start slowly kicking off this coming up year. The house build's going to take up a tremendous amount of time, once that gets started. But I'll share everything I can. The cool thing about watching this channel versus a true homesteading channel, there's good stuff to learn on people that are, really homesteading right now. No, but you get to watch all my failures and experiences here and get learned from it. I always said, failure's one of the best teachers there is out there. So that'll be one of the cool things about this channel. you know, do as I say, not as I do sometimes, and I will let y'all know when things don't work out as they should. All right, see, Mike says once the house is built, the pole barn go up. He's looking to a very large size, maintain equipment. Absolutely. And let me go ahead and give you a piece of advice on the pole barn. When you think it's too big, build it bigger. You will always fill it up. I mean, there's truth with that in life. Always build bigger than you think you need. I built an 1,800 square foot pole barn, biggest barn I've ever had in my life. I had it filled up in no time. I was like, oh my goodness. Now I built a over 3,000 square foot pole barn. Once I get the camper and other stuff out of there, I do have a lot of room, but eventually it'll fill up too. I'm telling you, it's crazy how this stuff works. So Brad says he was a paramedic for 20 years. Yeah, I bet you've seen a lot of stuff, no doubt. And I'm just gonna call you PG. Says he's doing great. He appreciates the efforts. Hey man, oh it's David. I see your name down there now. That's right. You said that earlier today. So thank you, David. I really enjoy making these videos. I'm glad y'all are learning some stuff from them and getting some entertainment value out of it too. So Rob likes building and garden videos. Garden videos are not very popular, surprisingly, but I'm always going to show them because I love gardening. Building, oh man, there's going to be a pile of that on here, no doubt. So Mark likes hunting, field splitting, storm shelter ×2. So I guess you really like that one and appreciates the personalities. All right, well, hey, we appreciate you stopping by and our personalities. You see, you get what you get right here. I know I'm two different people. I'm tend to try to be a little more well-spoken and direct on my videos, but live stream, this is who I am. I cut up and just have a good time. So yeah. I guess y'all get to see both sides of me. So tractor videos, chainsaw, garden videos, awesome. Plenty more of those coming. Mark B says hurricanes, and you get the days advance notice. That's why I can deal with a hurricane. I can see 7 days out that, hey, it's coming. We can start preparing, getting ready. The tornado, you get the 1 minute notice on your phone and it's here. I mean, that's a gut wrenching feeling. So no more tornadoes. And I'm 36 years old, the first one I've ever experienced here in my life, although we do get them. People don't realize that Florida gets more tornadoes than any other state. We just tend to get those little weak EF1s, EF0s, and kind of the very rare EF2. Although a EF1 hit us, and I don't ever want to go through it again. So we'll see. And we're finding out now that we've moved to this area, everybody keeps calling it Tornado Alley. So I'm like, oh, great.
That's my worst nightmare.
Yeah, awesome name. Didn't realize we moved to Tornado Alley.
My worst nightmare.
Great.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. So Mike says he's looking at the new Steel 500i. Yeah, boy, that thing has been popular. Steel's been pushing those, haven't they? They're on every firewood channel. He's what you got, a 170 and a Farm Boss 271. My dad has a 271, great saw. I have a 260 Pro, which I love. Now they make a 261, I think it is. Hard to beat that saw for the size, for the power to weight ratio. But my dream saw is a Steel MS462. I love the new 500i, but I'm still kind of partial to carburetor. Been around forever. Not so certain about the brand new fuel injection. I don't like buying first year of anything. Want to let it work itself out. Plus, they're outrageous. Not that a Steel MS462 is cheap either, but I think that's a good, powerful saw. I really don't need a saw that big though, but I can dream, right? Yep, Jay Mort says he's excited to see the house build. I'm excited to start the house. I really am. Yes. I think, yeah, I know Tiffany is. Yes. Once I get the storm shelter behind me, I'll start jonesing and itching again to build something, and I hope that's about the time, you know, we're breaking ground and things are going on in the house, because I really like carpentry, I like electrical, I like plumbing and all that stuff. I just want to stay busy, and I want to share all that with you. I think it's going to make an awesome build series over a few months, you know, building the house there. All right, so old timer want to know about how I'm about purchasing the 4066, and would I have done anything different? At the moment, no. I'll admit I was a diehard John Deere fan because I had a 44 horse 3 series that treated me very well, so I knew John Deere I wanted to shop for. But I did go look at a couple other brands, and I noticed that most of the other brands other than Kubota were a lot cheaper and come with a lot more features. If you watch my review video on the channel, you can see where there's some things I'm disappointed about with John Deere. Didn't do, like, you know, a simple gas strut to hold both doors open, not just one. There's a few little odds and ends, but at the end of the day, the whole reason I went the 4066 was most powerful compact made. I knew I wanted the PTO horsepower, and John Deere's treated me so well in the past that I knew I wanted to try another one. So I almost looked at a Mahindra, to be perfectly honest with you. There's a dealer close by and thousands of dollars in savings, more features on the inside than the cab. But what was most important to me was reliability, and I kind of wanted that PTO horsepower, so it was kind of a no-brainer. The 4066 is what I went with. So that's kind of the story there. If I had owned another tractor before this one and it treated me well, I probably would have stuck with whatever brand that was. But it just so happens it was a John Deere before this one and John Deere now. If I ever start having major problems with this one and I get a bad taste in my mouth, yeah, my next tractor, although that'll be way down the road, could be a different brand. But right now, I'm loving this tractor. Max says he really appreciates. Most of us truck drivers don't get enough credit. No, y'all don't. So thank y'all. Kind of the unsung heroes out there delivering all our goodies, especially this time of year. So Rob wants to know if I can do some videos on forestry management. They may be kind of boring to you because I don't tend to go out and select cut live trees. Well, I take that back. I do on ones that are damaged or tops blown out from some of these storms, but I said it last week. I'm kind of a hippie when it comes to. I'm kind of a tree hugger when it comes to hardwoods. I love them because so much hardwoods get cut around here, and it's replanted with pines for the forestry. So I hate to see all these hardwoods disappearing. I tend to go out and select cut standing dead timber or timber that's been on the ground for a little bit. I don't really sell, so I'm not really looking for premium firewood, although I may get into that down the road. We burn a lot in the fire pit, so I don't care if it's partially rotten wood. I want to go out there and take something out that Mother Nature has already selected for me. So I guess you can say that is forestry management in a way, especially the top blown out trees and all. And I try to open up an area in the hammock to where more can come up. So I don't know. I'll look into that. I don't really consider myself into forestry management, but maybe I am more than I realize now I think about it. And I might start talking about that more as I cut some trees on the property. Yeah, Mike says, dang, 3,000 square feet. I was looking at 1,200 square feet on the pole barn. Let me tell you, man, I'm telling you, I went from 1,800 to, I don't know, I had to add this up. It might be like 3,200. And I filled up 1,800 quick. Now, we had a camper in that too, but I could tell easily down the road with our type of lifestyle, we were going to fill it up. Now, I need to admit that this new barn that's 3,000 square foot, 2 bays of it, 20 foot on the ends, we're planning on putting horse stalls in. Yeah. So we built it big for a reason. We're going to dedicate some of that space to a little tack room and horse stalls. So I'm still going to be way bigger than what I originally had. And yes, you'll fill it up. I mean, think about if you're going to have some animals. Where are you going to build a hay barn? You're going to put hay underneath the same pole barn. Hay takes up a lot of room, so you better be planning on 2 pole barns or either a really big one if you're going to store all your equipment, hay, and a few other things. So food for thought. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, and I get that question a lot, Mark. He said he's kind of shocked to hear that the storm shelter was 100 feet away from the house location. That is probably a bit far when you're talking tornadoes, although they're pretty rare around here. Again, I've experienced one in 36 years. I know realistically 99% of what we're going to use that shelter for is hurricanes, which we had plenty of notice for. And what we've been doing here since we got hit by a tornado is we've been really paying attention to whenever the news tells us that, tornadic storms are coming. And our radar app is really good about showing us a potential path of a tornado and giving a zone. And we pay attention to that a lot. And we turn on our notifications. It notifies us. So we actually still do get quite a bit of notice for a tornado. And if we think that tornadic storms are coming, we'll go out there 15, 20, maybe an hour before those storms
might even
get
stay
here.
The night.
Yeah, we may. We're going to put a futon in it so we can sleep in their AC. So we're pretty cautious now that we got hit. We still truly do get enough notice for a tornado that we'll go out there before the storms actually make it here if we've been forewarned or see that a potential tornado is coming. So that makes me feel a little better about it. I just didn't want it right up next to the house. I kind of wanted it to be off and just look like a shed and not look out of place. So hopefully that makes sense. See a few more questions here. Yep. Let's see your Bradford pins. That sounds nice, Mikey. Sounds like you got pasture, like beautiful piece of property, hardwoods, everything. Peter's. Hey, Peter. I don't know if I recognize your name. I think you might have maybe just got on, but appreciate the comment. Oh, this charger. Come on, phone. Says he's just happy watching all the videos, especially cutting, splitting firewood. Cutting and splitting firewood is one of my favorites. Actually, one of the next maybe tomorrow or the next day. No, we're supposed to get rain tomorrow and another little cool front. So maybe the day after when it's cool, I've got quite a bit more firewood. We're gonna go back there and split because believe it or not, I have 5 empty racks, y'all. This is gonna look crazy whenever y'all see it on video. I've had I traded some for those power poles. Excellent trade on my part. Had another guy that really needed to buy a rack, and we've been burning it up like crazy. So I'm starting to feel like I don't have money in the bank, so to speak, seeing all those empty racks. So we're about to get back to cutting and splitting, I promise. All right, let's see. Max says his wife likes watching Tiffany cook and everything you do, man. Again, appreciate the support, Mac.
Thank you.
Tell your wife thank you too.
Yeah, what does she want to see us cook next? Does she have any ideas of, anything? Like, is it more garden stuff that she wants to see us cook or wild game? Andrew, he loves cooking squirrel, so.
Yeah, if y'all want to, now typically I post that on the other channel, but if you want to see some old redneck cooking, I do some Brunswick stew with squirrel and a few other things too. I need to get out there and do that. All right, let's see what else we got here. Yeah, sorry to hear your foot's broken, Mac. I hope that heals. Let's see here. Mikey says splitting firewood's mesmerizing. Stacking stacking I've got figured out because when I first started doing YouTube videos and stacking improperly, as people let me know very quickly on YouTube, that's something I found out. You put your life on YouTube, people aren't bashful. They'll let you know. I used to, split, throw it on the ground, then stack. So, but now that I have kind of got my splitter and rack to where I can pull right up, pick the wood up one time, split and go straight to the rack, it saves you back. It saves a lot of time. But I have never truly cared about being super efficient with firewood because again, I'm not selling it. I'm not high production, and firewood splitting to me is it's like mowing grass. It's relaxing. I'll go down there, put some earbuds in, have some music going, the engine's running. I like seeing the wood split and bust, and it's a great feeling whenever you step back, cut that log splitter off, and see all that wood. Again, it just feels like money in the bank to me. I don't know why I like it. So yeah, there's that. All right, Mark says, Tiffany, Andrew, thank you for this Sunday chat. It's time for dinner. Yep, it's probably about time for dinner for us here before long too. Mark, thank you so much for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Enjoy
chatting
your
with
night.
you. Yep. Mikey says rabbit stew. You know what? I have been
talking about that.
I have been dragging on doing rabbit. That's something I have talked about for a while. I've actually got a couple really cool recipes I saved off of YouTube, and I hate to admit it, I think I've had wild rabbit one time in my life, and that's a pretty common southern staple. We've always did, dove, quail, squirrel, deer, turkey. For some reason, we've just never really were raised to hunt much rabbit, and I've got them everywhere on the property. So I'm glad you brought that up. I've kind of forgot about it, but I've got several recipes saved. I think rabbit is something I need to do very soon. And I always wait till the cool time of year for small game, just for, fleas, ticks, everything else on them. So it'd be a good time to get ground animals right now. And we've had a bunch of 30-degree days and a couple of 20-degree days. So thanks for that suggestion. Love to come over for rabbit dinner, no kidding. All right, guys. Well, I tell you what, we've actually been going an hour and 22 minutes. Man, time flies. We did hour and 37 last week. That's crazy. So I was originally thinking these would go 30, 45 minutes, but appreciate y'all so much for the questions. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. We're going to go light the grill and have us some supper ourselves. And I got to start editing a storm shelter video so I can get that out to you probably Tuesday morning because there's no way I'll get it edited tonight. I probably have 30 different clips. So, there's Ryan. He asked, what's the worst tool that you ever bought? You know what? You asked that last week, and I forgot to think about it. I really did. I really wanted to think about that because I've been pretty fortunate and had a lot of good tools treat me well, which I try to not buy cheap junk, but, every now and then you'll run a Harbor Freight and get one of those cheap tools that you'll use one time. But, man, I really need to think that through again because that was bugging me the other day that I didn't really think about it. I don't know. I've had...
Was it a saw or something?
I've had really good luck with tools. I've even bought like some super cheap new Black & Decker stuff that was like backup tools for over here when I didn't live here, and I can't kill them. Like I've had really good luck with tools, so I guess I'm kind of fortunate. But I tend to buy like DeWalt and good name brand stuff too, so maybe there's a lot of reason in that. Rob says we need to make yellow rice and sausage. You know what? That actually ain't too bad of an idea. We do a lot of stuff with sausage. We do a lot of. I had 100 pounds of venison sausage last year, so we're actually almost out because I've yet to get a deer on the ground. But we do a lot with sausage.
And I love yellow rice. I don't do.
Yep.
white rice too
Hey,
often.
thanks for the feedback, Brad. He said the new setup worked well. So hopefully it
Okay,
didn't buffer or
good.
cut off. We won't know until we watch it back. And like I said, we've got a better camera coming on the way to where it'll pick up and not be so grainy out here. Maybe make me look a little better. Hey, thanks, Mikey. Appreciate all the questions, and we'll catch you on the next live stream. Not sure when we do one just yet. We got a lot of Christmas get-togethers coming up. It could be next week, but y'all will see me schedule it and post it, and I'll talk about it in some upcoming videos.
Yep, thanks for the support.
And Ryan says, "Have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Keep it up." Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate you stopping by and chatting with us. And Mikey said, "No buffer here." Excellent. Thank you so much. So apparently the cell phone is the way to go until we get a house built in DSL.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank y'all so much. We truly do appreciate the support, and I'll have a video out for y'all in 2 days, and we can keep going with storm shelter, and we'll split some firewood. Hey, Thomas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I think you might have just come on, but we were wrapping this thing up. But if you have any questions, you can ask me real quick. We've been going about almost an hour and 30 minutes, man. This has been a good chat tonight. Hey, thanks, Rob. No problem answering your questions. Y'all ask me anytime on live streams or comment on a video. We'll answer all that you want. And David says he's glad you found the channel. Hey, we're glad you found it too. Thank you for stopping by. Happy holidays. All right, happy holidays to y'all.
Holidays.
Uncle Tim's out.
Peace.
See you, Tim. All right.
I love it.
Ryan says we should have a cookout on the live stream. That's exactly.
Okay.
We've been talking about that, and we originally talked about doing that, but we've been kind of dragging. Here, I'll be honest with you. The whole reason we haven't done that just yet, I'm scared to carry this cell phone inside that metal shop because we tend to lose signal.
Well, why don't we try it at the end of the video here?
Well, you know what? We can do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk in the shop with y'all. This may get grainy and cut off, and if it does, we'll end the chat there, and thank y'all so much. But I'm going to walk around the shop for a minute, chat with just a couple of y'all, and let's see if it'll work in there, because that's where we do all of our cooking. It's kind of unlevel ground out here and hard to bring the stuff out. So that's how we'll wrap this thing up right now. Let me grab this phone. Cell phone for a live stream. I can walk y'all. All right, we'll hang out in here just a minute. Holy moly, that's bright. Flip y'all this way. All right, if anybody's still on. Holy man, that's bright. Let me know if it starts buffering or cutting up in here. And this is where we'll do some cooking. Get a small wireless repeater for about $50. I've looked into some of those, but the reviews are all over the place. Some people say they work, some people say they don't. So far, so good. Thanks, Thomas. No buffer. All right. Good. I'm glad this is working. Now, I'm going to go in the one room where we do a lot of prep that usually drops signal. So, again, I want to tell y'all thank you, goodbye if we drop you right here. But I'm going to go in the room right here where we do all of our processing. This is the worst signal that we have. We're completely surrounded by metal in here. So I'll hang out for a few seconds. Y'all let me know if it starts buffering and cutting out. Smile. So far, so good. No success just yet. We're waiting.
Yeah, we'll do some cooking for y'all. That's what I've wanted to do. So if we can work it out, we'll figure out how to do it.
Yep. Hopefully the new phone that we're getting, it's with a buffering. Yep, there we go. All right, let's see if it's back. So a little pixelation. Yeah, I just don't think we're going to be able to do that room unless this new phone that I'm getting with a little bit different carrier starts working better. Otherwise, we're just going to have to stick outside. So is it back better now that I'm outdoors? Bueller. Still good. All right.
Okay.
Okay, well, that answers that. I guess we'll start easing into the shop like this, doing a little cooking. We're probably just going to have to avoid going in that room where we tend to lose signal all the time. So thank y'all for the feedback there. Man, I swear it's not this bright.
Oh, whoa.
Woo! This phone.
Turn.
Yeah, this phone This phone,
There we go.
this
That's
phone does not
better.
like these LED lights. All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. Appreciate y'all stopping by. It's been an awesome hour and a half chat with you, and we'll get something posted here before long about our next live stream. We just got a few holiday get-togethers to kind of get out of the way first, but we may surprise you and do something pretty quick. Again, thank y'all so much. We'll catch
Thank
you on the next
you.
one. See you.
Good night.